Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of Life Support. I'm Renee Ruffin, and I am so excited to be back with you. I hope you guys really enjoyed the last 5 weeks that we had talking about playing to win with my son, Nick Ruffin. Listen, I learned so many things about game planning, what it means to game plan, how to be disciplined from an amazing athlete whom I admire and who happens to be my son. And I certainly hope that you learn as much as I did as well. So today I want to talk a little bit about joy and what that means. A lot of times in life we focus on wanting to be happy. And I'm sure you guys have all heard this statement, happy is based on happenings. So if something's not happening the way you want it to be, you might not be happy. You got to shift your thought process, because as long as we live, there are going to be situations and circumstances that are not always going to quite happen the way that we want them to. And we have to focus on joy. Joy comes from having personal fulfillment within yourself. And I want to talk a little bit about that. This weekend I had an awesome opportunity to go to New York City to see a young lady who means the absolute world to me, and her name is China Black. I actually wanted to interview her and have her on my show this week, but we had so much fun getting out in the city. Time was well spent, or far spent. We didn't really have time to sit down and do an interview, and I wanted to spend that time really one-on-one just to kind of catch up. And so we didn't have that happen. But I bring her up because I had the privilege of being able to see her this weekend step into the next level or phase of her life and her destiny and her journey. And what I saw when she stepped onto the stage was a spirit of joy that permeated the atmosphere, and it was infectious. The crowd went crazy. This young lady is an incredible vocalist, and I will have her on the show in the very near future. She has sang with the likes of Erykah Badu for many years, Jill Scott for many years, the Dave Matthews Band, and she has a range that goes from the basement into the rafters. And she's finally found her path. It has not been easy. And I won't say she finally found it. She's finally stepping into her own, into herself, into her plan, into her purpose, and she's owning it. No longer in the background. God is moving her to the forefront. And as she holds on to that fulfillment, I see the joy that's coming in her life. And listen, that path has not been easy. I've been on the front seat watching it. There have been letdowns, there have been ebbs, there have been flows, but what she never did was chase paper. She never chased money. She chased her joy and her passion and what fulfilled her as a human being. And now today, that's paying off. So a lot of times in life, we have all these things, right? We may have the awesome cars, a beautiful home, living in the country club, a 6-figure job. Some of us might even have 7-figure jobs. But when you walk behind those 4 walls in that beautiful country club home, there's oppression, there's depression, there's loneliness, there's anxiety, there's fear, because you have all these things, but you have no joy. So in this day and age, it's time for us to start focusing on what fulfills us. Because what you're going to find is as you become fulfilled, you're able to fill those around you. When I walked into SOBs in Manhattan, New York City, which is where she debuted her residency this past Friday, I walked into a room with people with a spirit of expectancy. I was a little tired, just gotten in the flight. When I tell you, by the end of that night, I felt like I'd slept for 2 days. I was rejuvenated, I was refreshed, because she was able to fill us up because she's full. And she shared that joy with us. And really, that's what life is all about. Every single week this year, I've heard news of someone that I love very dearly who has passed away suddenly. Young, very young people. And I wonder sometimes, and I'm not saying that they did or didn't, but it makes me pause and say, I wonder if that person really was able to fulfill their purpose, if they really had joy in their life. And what it does is it encourages me to make sure that I focus on what fulfills me. I've taken jobs that have major pay cuts. I don't even look back. You want to know why? Because I'm doing what makes me happy. Being in front of you right now makes me happy. It fills me up to be able to share life with you and to make sure that when I leave here, I've left a little something with each of you to make your life better. So, I'm not going to be before you long today. I just want to tell you that it's about joy. It's not about paper. It's not about clothes, it's not about a house, it's not about a car. It's about being fulfilled. And through joy, you find strength. And you share that with others, and you strengthen others. With that being said, that's really it for today. I don't have a whole lot to say, but I will see you next week. And I want to tell you like I always do. Walk firm enough to leave a footprint and straight enough to pave a path. Be blessed and make sure that you're very, very easy. Love you guys.